You have learned earlier that all organisms need food, water, and oxygen for survival. Okay, in your previous chapters, you already uh, read about the importance of food, water, and oxygen. Okay, so they need to transport all these to various parts of their body. Further, animals need to transport wastage to parts from where they can be removed. Okay, have you wondered how all this is achieved? Okay, look at the figure 11.11. 11.1. Do you see the heart and the blood vessels? Okay, you can see in figure this is heart. Okay, or and these or are others veins and arteries are blood vessels are here. Okay, in this figure, so they function to transport substances and together form the circulatory system. Okay, so what circulatory formed by circulatory system was formed by heart and the blood vessels. In this chapter, you shall learn about transport of substances in animals and plants. So first we discussed about the circulatory system. So first we will talk about blood. What happens when you get a cut on your body? Okay, blood flows out as you know already. But what is blood? So if we have to say the definition of blood in scientific term, it means blood is the fluid which flows in blood vessels. It transports substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. Okay, as you already know that food is completely digested. Most of the food is completely digested in small intestine and absorbed also. Okay, so this digested food has to be transported. As we know that our body is made up of cells, so each cell need energy to perform any function. So these digested foods are just, you can say that, transported by this blood. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. Okay, it also carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It also transports waste for removal from the body. Okay, so it has many functions. How does the blood carry various substances? Blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells are suspended. Okay, so you can understand that blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells are suspended within it. So why is the color of blood is red? Okay, Paheli wants to know, so we will understand this in further topic. So first is one type of cell, okay, which is found in plasma. One type of cells are the red blood cells, which contain a red pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin binds with oxygen. Okay, if you uh, break the term hem means iron and globin is a type of protein. Okay, so hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to the all parts of the body and ultimately to all the cells. So this is the main function of hemoglobin, to bind oxygen, okay, and transport it to all parts of the body and ultimately to the cells, because our cells also need to be respired. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. The presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear red. So now you will get your answer that why is the color of blood is red. It is due to the hemoglobin, presence of hemoglobin. Okay. Next cells are the blood also has white blood cells which fight against germs that may enter our body. Okay. Bujo fell down while playing a game and his knee got injured. Blood was coming out from the cut. After some time, he noticed that bleeding had stopped and a dark red clot had plugged the cut. Pujo was puzzled about this. Okay, uh, you already get injured sometime, okay, like this, and you also see this dark clot has been plugged at the where you have injured or cut. Bujo was puzzled about this. So the clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood called blood platelets. Okay, so mainly three types of cells are found in blood plasma. First is RBC, second is WBC, and third is platelets. Okay, so the clot which is formed in the cut area is due to the presence of these platelets. So now we read about the blood vessels. Okay, there are different types of blood vessels in the body. You know that during inhalation, a fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs. Oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body. Okay, so also the blood picks up the waste material, including carbon dioxide from the cells. This blood has to go back to heart for transport to lungs for removal of carbon dioxide, as you have learned in chapter 10. Okay, so two types of blood vessels. First is arteries and veins are present in the body, as you see in figure 11.1. So arteries, what is the function of these arteries? Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. So mainly in arteries, you can say that the oxygen-rich blood flows. Okay, and since the blood flow is rapid at high pressure, the arteries have thick elastic walls. Sometimes the question also asks in the difference of arteries and veins. So this is also a difference that arteries have thick elastic walls as compared to veins. Let us perform.
Your voice is not clear.
So now we have to perform an activity to study the flow of blood through arteries. So in this activity, place the middle and index finger, okay, index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. You can also try to do this, okay, like this. You have to just put your right hand if index finger, okay, middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movements? Okay, why do you think there is throbbing? This throbbing is called the pulse. Okay, and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. Okay, if you do this activity you can also feel this. Count the number of pulse beats in 1 minute. Okay, in earlier times, which are the Vaidyas, okay, they also check the pulse of any human being if he got some fever, like, okay, so some disease, so they also try to find out what is the reason due to just count the number of pulse beat in 1 minute. How many pulse beats could you count? The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. The number of pulse beat is called pulse rate within a minute. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats per minute. Mainly 72 beats, okay, in per minute. A healthy person, if in the rest stage, okay, its pulse rate will be 72 to 80 beats per minute. Find other places in your body where you can feel the pulse. Record your own pulse beats per minute and those of your classmates. Okay, insert the values you obtained in table 11.1 and compare them. Okay, so you can also do in this activity. Okay, in your if you are in home, you can do in with your family members like that. Write your name, okay, pulse per minute, and then you can start with your family members and your friends. Okay, so you can fill here. Now we read about the veins. Okay, veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. So veins are rich in carbon dioxide rich blood. Okay, and they carry CO2 blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. Okay, the veins have thin walls. There are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. Okay, so these the main function of these veins are the allow blood to flow only towards heart. So you can see a figure here, schematic diagram of circulation. Okay, we will read after that. So you can see here. Okay, this is the main heart chamber is here. Okay, pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein, you will read about it after some time. Just this time we read about the arteries and vein. Okay, so what artery do? It is carry the oxygen rich blood, okay, to the different capillaries. Okay, no, veins are carry carbon dioxide to the heart, and it carries then it carry oxygen rich blood to the different cells. Okay, so now Pooja was confused that I have learned that an artery always carries oxygen rich blood. Paheli explained that the pulmonary artery carries blood from the heart. Okay, so it is called an artery and not a vein. It carries carbon dioxide rich blood to the lungs. Pulmonary vein carries oxygen rich blood from the lungs to the heart. Only one difference you can see here, that one arteries which is also carry carbon dioxide rich blood, and a vein which carry oxygen rich blood from the lungs to the heart. Okay, so refer to figure 11.3. Do you see the arteries divide into smaller vessels? On reaching the tissues, they divide further into extremely thin tubes called capillaries, as you see here. Okay, so these arteries divide further into capillaries, further small vessels. The capillaries join to form veins which empty into the heart. Okay, so till here you will understand. Heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood, which carries other substances within it. Okay, so what is the function of this heart? Which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood, which carries other substances within it. Imagine a pump working for years without stopping. Absolutely impossible. Yet our heart works like a pump non-stop. Okay, let us now learn about the heart. The heart is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. Okay, if you see figure 11.1, as we already see, okay, this is the heart. So hold your fingers inwards on your palm, that makes you fist. Okay, first make you fist, मुट्ठी बनानी है. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist. Okay, so that much smaller, you can say, our heart is. What will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other? Okay, to avoid this from happening, the heart has four chambers. Okay, so the two upper chambers are called atria. Okay, singular, in singular term it's known as atrium, and the two lower chambers are called ventricles. Okay, as you see in the structure of heart. Okay, so it has four chambers are there. Okay, these are the atrium. Okay, it is also divided into two, left and right. Okay, so you can see that it is atrium, and this portion is known as ventricles. So the portion between the chambers helps to avoid mixing up of blood rich in oxygen with the blood rich in carbon dioxide. To understand the function of circulatory system, start from the right side of the heart in figure 11.2 and follow the arrows. Okay, these arrows show the direction of blood from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart from where it is pumped to the rest of the body. If you see, you can start from the left. Okay, first is oxygen income to the this vena cava through lungs. Okay, and it goes to the right atrium, or and this is carbon dioxide rich blood, and when it is goes and it back. Okay, as you follow the name partition completely separating the two halves here, and through right ventricle this oxygen get back to the pulmonary arteries. Okay, one time it goes, then it cannot come back due to this valve is here. You can see it only opens when our heart beats. Okay, then from pulmonary arteries, okay, you can see again through pulmonary vein. Okay, deoxygenated blood is come here, then it goes to the left atrium, and from left ventricle deoxygen blood goes to this heart again, and it purifies, or then oxygen rich blood will becomes to the lungs again. Okay, so this type of activity has been done by our heart. So now we read about the heartbeat. The walls of the chambers of the heart are made up of muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. Okay. This rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. Okay. Remember that heartbeats continue every moment of our life. If you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. Okay, the doctor feels your heartbeat with the help of an instrument called a stethoscope. Okay, a doctor uses the stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. Okay, why it is used? It is used to amplify the sound of the heart. It consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, two earpieces, and a tube joining the parts. Doctors can get clues about the condition of your heart. You can see, first see the instrument to hear the heartbeat. This is the stethoscope. I hope you all see this. Okay, by listening through the a stethoscope. Okay, let us construct a model of a stethoscope with the materials that are available around us. So for this you have to do an activity. You have to take a small funnel of 6 to 7 centimeter in diameter. Fix a rubber tube 50 centimeter long, okay, tightly on the stem of the funnel. Stretch a rubber sheet or a balloon on the mouth of the funnel and fix it tightly with a rubber band. Put the open end of the tube on one of your ears. Place, okay, like this. You have to make a model. Place the mouth of the funnel on your chest near the heart. Now try to listen carefully. Do you hear a regular thumping sound? The sound is that of heartbeat. Okay. How many times did your heart beat in a minute? Count again after running for 4 to 5 minutes. Compare your observations. Record your own pulse rate and heartbeat and that of your friends while resting and after running, and record in table 11.2. Okay, so you can fill this table very easily: heartbeat and pulse rate. Okay, you have to first write here your name, then write about the heartbeat count, then pulse rate count. Okay, after running, also you have to count your heartbeat and write here, and then your pulse rate. Do you find any relationship between your heartbeat and pulse rate? Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. So what is the relation between it? That each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. So you can say they are related to each other. The rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintains circulation of blood and transport of substances to the different parts of the body. So this rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintains circulation of blood and transport of substances to the different parts of the body. Bujo wonders if sponges and hydra also have blood. Animals such as sponges and hydra do not possess any circulatory system. The water in which they live bring food and oxygen as it enters their bodies. The water carries away waste material and carbon dioxide as it moves out. Thus, these animals do not need a circulatory fluid like blood. Okay, let us now learn about the removal of waste other than carbon dioxide. One main thing is here that the English physician William Harvey, okay, from 1578 to 1657 discovered the circulation of blood. Okay, so William Harvey discovered the circulation of blood. The current opinion in those days was that blood oscillates in the vessels of the body. For his views, Harvey was ridiculed and was called circulation. He lost most of his parents. However, before he died, Harvey's idea about circulation was generally accepted as a biological fact. So, the waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body. How can this be done? A mechanism to filter the blood is required. This is done by the blood capillaries in the kidneys. When the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substances. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The wastes dissolved in water are removed as urine. From the kidneys, the urine goes into urinary bladder through tube-like ureters. It is stored in the bladder and is passed out the urinary opening at the end of a muscular tube called urethra. The kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra form the excretory system, as you seen in figure 11.6. Okay, bean shaped. You know that work in Triza, it's shaped a bean shaped. You can see, and one ureter is here. Okay, through which waste material are passed through, and it you can say that in urinary bladder it is stored for a while, and through urethra it you can say pass out, okay, through urinary opening here. So an adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liter of urine in 24 hours. Okay, the urine consists of 95% water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% other waste products. We have all experienced that we sweat on a hot summer day. The sweat contains water and salts. Buzo has seen that sometimes in summer white patches are formed on our clothes, especially in areas like underarms, These marks are left by salts present in the sweat. Okay. Does sweat serve any other function? We know that the water kept in an earthen pot or matka is cooler. This is because the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, which causes cooling. So Paheli wants to know whether other animals also urinate. Okay. The way in which waste chemicals are removed from the body, the animals depend on the availability of water. Okay, aquatic animals like fishes excrete cell wastage as ammonia, which directly dissolve in water. Okay, so removal of wastage in the form of urine depends on the availability of water. Okay, in aquatic animal, the excretory waste as ammonia, which directly dissolve in water. Some land animals like birds, okay, lizards, snakes excrete a semi-solid white colored compound, uric acid. The major excretory product. Okay, so you can see that what is the difference between the excretion of aquatic animals and land animals. First is aquatic animals excrete in the form of ammonia, and birds, lizards, snakes excrete a semi-solid white colored compound, uric acid, and the major excretory product in humans is urea. Sometimes a person's kidney may stop working due to infection or injury. As a result of kidney failure, waste products start accumulating in the blood. Such person cannot survive unless their blood is filtered periodically through an artificial kidney. This process is called dialysis. Okay, I know that you already heard this term dialysis before also, because if somehow, okay, someone's kidney is not working, okay, so for the you can say that purification of blood or filtration of blood, this artificial method is required. It is called dialysis. Similarly, if you see, transport of substances in plants also found. Okay,